Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back. If you're new to this channel, my name's Cathy. This is David. We're both mentally ill. I have schizoaffective disorder, agoraphobia, panic disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder.
I have bipolar disorder 1 with psychotic features and depression and some anxiety thingamajoohickey and yeah.
So David is back from his little break, I guess. Yep. He's going to be joining us more often again. Yay! And today, what are we going to talk about? What are you going to talk about?
Oh, you'll chime in, I'm sure.
Okay.
But today I believe we need to have a conversation about the realities of the mental health system in not only America, but a lot of countries. Here in America, there are point blank not enough psychiatrists and ARNPs, which are ARNP, Advanced Registered Nurse Practitioner. ARP.
Okay. Yeah. There's not enough ARPs in this country.
To go around for the amount of mentally ill that are in this country.
Unless one thing I want to point out.
What's that?
If you have massively good insurance that'll pay for anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you can get anything.
You can get your specialized psychiatrists. You can get your home psychiatrist. You can get anything you want if you have the right kind of insurance.
Yeah.
But if you're low income and on disability like us, we get to settle for Medicare.
Yeah. Which kind of bites.
Yeah, it's better than not having no insurance at all.
Yeah.
And it's great that they do cover some stuff, but we're very limited on our choices. We're very limited on medication choices. The doctors have to get approval for any medication first before they can even prescribe it to us.
Yep.
And, my tardive dyskinesia has been acting up really bad lately. So if you're wondering why I keep, doing this or whatever, it's because this side of my face is partially paralyzed. But I think we did a video on that already, so.
If we didn't, we'll do one.
Yeah, I think we did one, but yeah. Alright, back to your...
So? I don't know.
Yeah, back to your point.
So, in the United States, unless you have really good insurance, as you stated, it can take anywhere from a month to 6 months to a year to get to see a psychiatrist. That's with normal insurance. That's with Medicaid, Medicare. It depends upon your area, but normally it's 3 to 4 months. I've actually gotten to the point where the only time I was seeing a psychiatrist was when I was in the psych ward because my home psychiatrist could only see me once every 6 months. He was that bad booked.
Yeah.
Because the problem with... I know America. I don't know about other countries because I don't live in other countries, of course. But part of the problem we have here is psychiatrists and therapists aren't paid near what regular doctors are paid. They're paid a lot less. So...
You'll have to pardon the rumbling in the background. Our cat has this little toy where the ball goes in a circle, and she's kind of flipping out about it right now, so sorry about that. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to you. I just wanted to say that. Oh, now she stops.
Yeah. So, sometimes what it takes to get to see a psychiatrist, or even get started with a psychiatrist...
Is an emergency.
And I hate to say that, but it's kind of what the medical system in America is.
Yeah, in fact, we're one of our friends, Eric, at Driven Industries, he just started a Discord channel today, and we're not going to mention names, but there was a person in there who we were she kept saying that she couldn't get help, she didn't have insurance, she couldn't get help at all, she was, screwed or whatever, and we had to flat out tell her, because of how severe of a case she was having, that the only choice she really had at the moment was if she wanted to get help, she had to go to the emergency room. Because she was talking about suicide, talking about wanting to die, talking about giving up, not caring anymore. And we were going around and around and around in circles, and we basically got to the point that we were like, listen, you need help, and if you can't get an appointment, you need to go to the emergency room. Now, she does not live in the United States, she lives in Brazil, but the situation is very similar.
Actually, I'm not sure about that.
Well, I mean, the fact that we have to go to an ER to get help.
Yeah, I don't know how the medical system is down there. I'd imagine it's not any better than ours, maybe worse. It could be better. I don't really know.
It all depends on how truthful she was with us, which we don't know.
I really don't know much about Brazil, personally.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I've never been there, never read up on the place.
No. Anyways, so... What are we at? 5 minutes? 6 minutes?
5 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, if our picture looks better, it's because we're going on a new phone.
Yeah, we're gonna probably keep on using this phone because it looks really good.
That looks a lot better than our old phone.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
So, seeing a psychiatrist is not easy. And it takes time. And seeing a therapist is not easy either. Not only because there's not enough therapists, like everything else, and then you have insurance issues with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for us to see a therapist, we have, like, 2 choices in a town that's probably, 100,000 people or more?
Thereabouts.
And I'm pretty sure both of them have lines backed up so far it's not even funny.
Yeah, we actually ended up having to go to the low-income clinic because that's all of our insurance would cover, except for one other place, but the other place was a for-profit organization and said they couldn't see us until we were able to pay off our bills because Medicare didn't cover the whole thing.
Yep.
Where at the low-income clinic, not only does Medicare cover their portion of it, but the psychiatrists and nurses and stuff there can work on a sliding income scale. So we get assistance for that. They basically see us at a lower rate than people who have awesome insurance or aren't on disability like we are.
Part of the other thing you have to remember with us is we have our Medicaid backup.
Yeah.
And they actually do accept Medicaid.
Right.
But so that pays in the other quarter of it or whatever.
Our Medicaid only pays for our Medicare premiums.
And it pays the part of the copay we would normally pay.
It does?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
So
what he said. I don't know.
We have that low of income. We qualify for Medicaid and Medicare. Anyways. Onyx, you having fun? Anyways, sorry about that.
How long did it take you to get to see a psychiatrist?
Originally,
Yeah.
almost 6 months. Because I had Medicaid, and in Pennsylvania, the version of Medicaid they have. This was back before the Affordable Health Care Act, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So, things were a little different back then.
A little bit.
Took me almost 6 months because there was only a couple of places and they were all so backed up. And then I saw a therapist first for about a month. Then I had a breakdown in the therapist's office, which almost sent me to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So they rushed me to see the psychiatrist. That still took 5 months.
Yeah,
and
a rush takes 5 months.
And in that time, I went through 2 other therapists.
And weren't they, like, both interns?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, I've dealt with so many intern therapists, it's not funny. And nothing against interns.
Yeah, they were all interns at one point or another.
Yeah, I had a good connection with one, and then she had to leave because she was an intern.
Right, yeah.
It's hard to get anywhere in therapy with an intern. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, it's because eventually they're going to be gone, so it's really hard to build up that trust and that comfort level.
Yep.
Knowing that you're just going to have to do it all over again as soon as they get their new intern.
And yes, they talk to each other. The new intern talks to the old intern.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of time to get used to a therapist. It takes a lot of trust.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of everything to get to know a therapist the way you want to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just the mental health system in America is kind of messy.
Like, what got me finally to see help was a suicide attempt. That's how long it took. And then, not only that, but, the place that I went to, the only place that could get me in at the time, this was in a different state, but it was still in the United States. They didn't have any therapists that were accepting new patients, so the psychiatrist that they had set me up with doubled as my therapist. And that's
sorry.
Go ahead, what?
That is completely abnormal.
Yeah.
Do not.
You usually have one therapist and one psychiatrist, and they do talk to each other.
Yeah.
But they're separate. You see one for therapy, and you see one for medication management and diagnosis and stuff like that. My psychiatrist was like, well, if you're okay with it, I will double as your therapist because we don't have any therapists available right now. And I was in that severe of an illness at the time. I was that sick that she was willing to do that when normally a psychiatrist will not do that for you.
Not only because most psychiatrists aren't licensed to be therapists, but also because it kind of, I don't want to say blends the placement, but sometimes it's good to have both people talking to each other instead of one person talking. Well, okay, they don't talk to themselves, but
so that you can get more professional points of view on your case. Mainly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the therapists have time to focus on one aspect of your case while your psychiatrist focuses on a different aspect of your case. And that way you don't have to wait 6, 7, 8 months to see anybody.
Yep.
But like I said, psychiatrists in this country don't normally double as therapists because they want extra opinions and because they want more time to be with their patients. To be able to see their patients, especially if they're doing a lot of medication. If you're on a lot of medication, your psychiatrist will probably want to see you at the beginning of your treatment once or twice a month, where a therapist usually tries to see you once a week, at least once a week.
And that also depends upon your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Some insurances will only pay for therapy once a week. Some insurances will literally only pay to see a psychiatrist once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months.
Unless you're lucky enough to get one that'll work on a sliding scale like my first psychiatrist did.
Yeah.
Then my first psychiatrist got an excellent paying job somewhere else, and I was thrown into another psychiatrist who refused to work on a sliding scale and refused to listen to anything that my therapist told her. And because when I got my second psychiatrist, I did get a therapist because there was a therapist available after my first psychiatrist left. Oh my god, I'm getting confused. So many doctors.
How do you think I feel? I've been through like 8 doctors and 20 therapists at this point, probably.
Yeah. It's like people will ask me, when did you start this medication? Or when were you diagnosed with that? And I'm just like, you know what? It's all one big, massive blubber in my head. So I have no clue when I started what or when I discontinued.
See, I can't tell you what day. I can't even tell you what year for half my meds. Because I've recycled through so many of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's another thing, getting med coverage was... Oh.
Good Lord.
Yeah. That was another way my first psychiatrist really helped me out. My first psychiatrist was amazing to the fact that when she told me she was leaving, I had a meltdown right there in her office. I'm like, you can't do that. Anyway, what she did to help me out, because I didn't have insurance when I first started seeing her, but she knew I needed the meds, so she actually took samples that she got from salespeople for each pharmaceutical salespeople will give doctors medication samples. And it's not illegal for them to give you just samples. Nope. It's not illegal or anything like that. Just most doctors don't want to do that because they want to save the samples for everybody. But like I said, I had no insurance. I had no prescription coverage. I had nothing.
It is kind of frowned upon.
It is a little bit, yes.
In the medical world. I don't know why.
In the pharmaceutical world.
Yeah, because then the pharmacy isn't making their hundreds of thousands of dollars per medicine.
Right.
Don't even get me started there.
Yeah, it's
That's another flaming hot ball of
That's a
turd.
whole other can of worms that we might get into in a different episode.
No, we might do that.
We might have to do that.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting video.
Anyway, if you liked this, if you were informed, if you have any opinions yourself over our medical system in this country, especially mental health, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to turn on the notifications, we do videos. We try to do videos every Monday through Thursday night.
Yeah, we try.
We try. I can't make promises because I get sick a lot, and you know, it's weird. So, anyway, so that's all we have for tonight, isn't it? Yep. So we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Bye.